Alright. Fire Rod and Sanctuary.
Alright, that's definitely a good start. We have a weapon already, although no magic to use it with. Quick map check, 3 crystals in the light world with a red crystal in Eastern Palace.
Thank you.
Yeah, that fire rod, of course, getting a little added importance in the V31 of the randomizer, since that will open up some dark rooms like Dark Cross or the back of Eastern Palace if you get an early big key.
Yep. So, Lamp can actually be in Ganon's Tower in V31, I believe.
Yeah, I calmed a Challenge Cup race last night where the Lamp was in Spike Cave, which was pretty brutal. Looks like arrows on the Lumberjack ledge.
Yep. And now everybody has Fire Rod.
So just some standard routes from our runners here. Chloe opting to take the south route into Kakariko Village and pick up a couple of bombs out of the 50-50 bushes on the way there.
Ooh, nice. Gets a bomb there. I usually get extremely unlucky with these so-called 50-50 bomb drops.
Yeah, they claim 50-50, but I'm not sure I believe them.
Yeah, I've gotten 7 passes before without getting a single bomb.
All right, Plasma opting for a little bit different route, heading down to the dam and South Shore first off.
Ooh. Yeah, that makes you... yep, he's gonna go for it. I was gonna say, because there's 300 rupees there, that's your bomb money, that's your, bottle vendor money. It's part of the way to your Zora money.
Yeah, that cash infusion is really nice early on, and Plasma is rewarded with the Moon Pearl in the dam treasure chest.
Oh. Flippers.
That's definitely nice to have. You can route in a lot of those early flipper checks when you go down to the South Shore area. Koride, meanwhile, is going to opt to take that fire rod into the front of Escape very early on. So, going to take advantage of having that weapon right away.
Not a bad play.
Yeah, we found those full magic pots coming from the Hoarder Crab, so that filled up that fire rod pretty quickly. And so far, Kakariko has the flippers and not a whole lot else to this point, but we'll see what the Well and Blind's Hut have for us.
Bombs.
Cane of Samaria on the bottle vendor.
Ooh. Did Ace get that?
It looks like Ace does not have the cash yet, but there are 30 rupees in the back of Blind's Hut, so they should be able to grab it on their way out.
Ah, true. Ooh, the glove. So, a glove, flippers, and some Mario are about all we've gotten in CAC.
Yeah, and that Samaria is a good find, but it's going to be a while before we can actually use that for anything. I don't think our runners are thinking about Turtle Rock or Mire just yet, but... Yep, Ace did get the cane as well. And yeah, it looks like there was a bottle in Zelda's cell, which Plasma Kappa is about to get. Coride already has. So that's actually a really good find to have that before your first trip to Kakariko, since you can just knock out that sick kid item on your way into the village, as opposed to having to come back for it later. And Plasma Death Warps out. Probably going to take that Fire Rod back to the back of Dark Cross, since that check is in logic with just that Fire Rod. Meanwhile, I think Chloe found the mitts. Is that right? In the back of Escape? I missed that one because I was looking at Plasma Kappa. Yes, so Chloe found mitts in back of Escape. Ace is going to be right on their heels. So we do know where our Dark World access is going to come from those two gloves and the Moon Pearl. So no real worries about having to face Aghanim today. In fact, no worries at all, since we also have the flippers and we'll be able to get over to East Dark World if we need to. I guess that's true. I guess we could do some craziness like Hammer in Pyramid Fairy or something like that, but Aga is pretty dead.
Oh, sorry. I said that I've seen it before.
Yeah, you do have to keep that in mind. Randomizer will throw anything it feels like at you. Anything can happen in here, but very unlikely to see that Hammer and Pyramid Fairy. So we're getting a lot of backtracking from our runners, of course, as they sort of trade positions, doing all of these early checks in different orders. Ace, though, is heading down to the South Shore, and we will get our first look at Mini Moldorm Cave right now.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Plasma Kappa checking for a big 20 on the Lake Hylia Island.
Oh, beautiful. Got 2 hits on them. Wow. Getting lucky. Excuse me. Why did that not hit either of them?
Yeah, the Mini Moldorms are real good at frame ruling on the bombs. 300 more rupees, the red boomerang, the lamp, a sword, and 20 more bucks. So 320 bucks and 3 pretty good items. I know the red boomerang, very controversial, but boomerang definitely good to have.
Lamp, sword, and red ring? Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Plasma Kappa heading over to the Eastern Palace area, finds the mirror in Sahasrala's closet. Also a very good find. So Ace is the only one of our runners who has pieced together the entire Dark World access puzzle at this point, and is just going to wrap up these South Shore checks, and then we'll probably see them head back to Kakariko into the Dark World. Plasma about to get that treasure trove in Mini Moldorm Cave. Ace thinking about a save and quit there, but is going to go ahead and do some flipper checks from the looks of things.
Looks like Chloe's in a dark room. I missed which one.
Yeah, I did not see that either. That looks like Hyrule Castle with the first floor marker there. It's definitely not the old man cave.
Oh, that makes sense. Like you said, that's warped in Zelda Cell.
He's going to go ahead and use that blue potion to stay alive in the dark and get some fire rod shots back. Yeah, I think, yep, right there in Dark Cross, and just the map.
Oof, that hurts. Another bottle on Hobo.
Yeah, so our runners could have counted that one from Dark Cross if they did front of escape and then the back, and checked everything else. They would have known not to do Dark Cross, but it's sometimes hard to route that in. You sometimes want to just do Dark Cross while you're there and just hope it doesn't wind up being the map.
Oh yeah, I guess that is vanilla.
So Ace is now heading up to the Zora area. Unfortunately, a few rupees short of 500.
Oh man. Maybe check the stun prize and see if it's big 20 per chance.
Yeah, I've not actually seen what the stun prize was yet. And just a heart container on the Zora ledge will end that trip. So 2 more of our runners heading into Mini Moldorm Cave and getting equipped with their sword.
Kind of a rude place for the first. Oh no! Chloe!
Oof. That Mini Moldorm Cave makes me nervous every time.
20 rupees stun prize!
Oh, it is a 20. Oh my goodness.
Oh no! Oh, that hurts! Oh man.
Let's hope for Ace's sake that there's nothing good on Zora, because that would be a painful check to just skip over like that, when you could have gotten it with just a couple of stun kills. Sick kid lying in bed with 3 bombs. That seems very unsafe, but Hyrule's a weird place.
Maybe he bought some soggy bombs off the King Zora, so they're defective anyway.
Yeah, that could be.
Alright, so we've got green pendant ice, red crystal turtle rock,
And then Skullwoods and Misery Mire as the other 2 pendants. So it looks like Ace is going to head up to Skullwoods right away. We'll see if they decide to clear it. It is possible to do right now with Fire Rod and a sword, but maybe not the most ideal since that is a pendant, but you can check the front of it fairly quickly.
It's just 20 rupees. But
Well, that was a very good pendant dungeon dip for Ace, finding those boots up there. You gotta go fast. And they're just gonna peace out. They found half the items. It's not gonna get much better than that.
don't say that.
Well,
Now
that's
you've
true.
jinxed them.
Isn't that a commentator's job, is to curse the runners?
True. Mushroom. I'm trying to mark all this stuff and they keep getting more stuff for me to mark.
Yeah, if the runners would just stop finding items, that would make your job a whole lot easier.
I mean, it's not untrue. But hey, I enjoy this.
Plasma Kappa finally finding the first glove in Kakariko. Pretty much did everything else before coming here. And now Ace is heading into Thieves Town, which I expect we will see a full clear of, but this is a little bit tricky on 4 hearts and green mail, so we'll see how Ace manages to get through here. He's taking a bit of a risk for heading into Thieves Town with no hammer. You risk isolating the big chest. So, of course, they do always have... I think 3 bombs in the first chest.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, Ace always has the option of just checking the front 4 chests and then noping out, just taking a death warp if they don't want to risk that big chest having an item. And yeah, since we found, I think, just 1 item and the small key, that big chest is looking a little bit scarier. So it's definitely a tough decision to make about whether you want to put this off and then come back later with the hammer. Meanwhile, Coride has followed Ace's path into the Dark World and also dipped into Skull Woods, finding those boots, putting them right to work.
All right. I don't know how comfortable I'd feel going to the back of Thieves Town with 4 hearts, green mail, and no hammer to boot.
Yeah, this is definitely a rough one. I mean, you're strictly worse equipped here than you are in like the NMG run, which is pretty rare for rando. You normally wind up with a lot more health in most places. But,
yeah, this is kind of dicey.
Yeah, I mean, of course, with the blind script, since that boss can be done with no damage fairly consistently, if you're confident in your ability to execute that script, it's definitely doable. And there are a number of safety hearts to be had around here, especially down in the Maiden cells, so... Ace has found both the map and the compass, though, so they will be leaving behind an item of some sort in the big chest, as Coride takes a death, unfortunately, in the front of Thieves. Plasma Cap is headed toward the back of Escape. We'll finally find their mitt. They'll be the last one of our runners with Dark World access, but they did make that trek over to Hasrala, so they'll have the mirror once they get into Dark World, which is definitely convenient. They'll be able to do Smith's Chain and K45 and things like that on their first run through the Dark World.
Yep.
Right on script through 2/3 of the blind fight. Nicely done. Collects our first crystal of this race.
And a boomerang. So is that all the items, or is there one in the big chest?
I am pretty sure there is one left in the blue chest, or in the big chest. But yeah, very nice demonstration of the blind script there from Ace Zero. You saw I was playing it really careful coming out of the Maiden Cell to make sure you have full health going into that fight, but then just executed very cleanly on that blind script.
I do think that was actually the perfect blind script.
Yeah, if you do it just right, you can kill blind before he gets back into the light coming back from the left side, so that was really well done. Meanwhile, Plasma Kappa and Chloe are also in the Village of Outcasts area. They unfortunately opted out of the Pendant Skull Woods dip, and so they do not yet have their boots.
Always do the front of Skullwoods. Just treat it like it's overworld.
I think the real secret is you just ask me whether I'm checking Skullwoods or not, and then do the opposite, because I just always guess wrong. And unlucky, more trouble for Chloe here in Thievestown. Just having a lot of issues with this 4-heart dip into the dungeon. Ace finding blue mail and red mail.
Okay.
Both mail upgrades in Hype Cave.
I'll give that a solid 4 out of 10, just because nice safeties at very low health.
Yeah, safety cave, I guess. Not progression cave, but it's better than nothing.
At this health, that is well worth it.
So Ace0 is doing the full Dark World loop, hopping into Dark Lake Hylia to get over into the pod area. Does not have either hammer or bow, so I don't know how excited I would be to jump into pod, but it looks like we are headed in that direction right now. Whereas Plasma, the only one of our runners with the mirror, is going to go ahead and do the start of the Smith's Chain, going to rescue Jeremiah, which is so painful to do without the mirror, all sorts of saving and quitting and running back to CAC that you have to do, so that is going to unfortunately orphan the hammer pegs here a little bit. But we'll see if it pays off. Coride, meanwhile, chasing some boots checks, finding Ether in Bonk Rocks. Probably going to head over to King's Tomb with the mitts as well. Question in chat. The mushroom was in, I think, C-shaped house, somewhere in Village of Outcasts.
What was that first chest?
I think that was just like a big 20 or something in the first chest of pod, but it is definitely bow-locked, logically speaking. Whoa, I looked away. Plasma Kappa has a flute now. That's very exciting. Do we have flutesmiths today? We did. Our tracker and chat confirming, yes. Dwarves making a lovely ocarina to release the goose at the risk of beating a dead meme. Get your honks in, chat.
Oh my. Also, we're gonna be having a actual commentator who's not trying to track at the same time. Coming in by the looks of it.
Yeah, the runners have been all over the place, so this has been hard work from our trackers today. Much less if they're trying to commentate at the same time.
I don't mind doing double duty, but if somebody's happy to relieve me, I am willing to hand over the...
Alright, so it looks like Ace completed that Dark World loop, didn't find much of anything, and is going to head up toward Death Mountain now. Gonna check out the Lumberjack Ledge and some things along the way, but seems like Death Mountain is a really... about the only thing our runners have left, but unfortunately Ace has not been over to the eastern area to find that mirror to give us access up to the top of Death Mountain and Tower of Hera.
Also,
So
here's our Silcom.
Yep, is that going to require this seed?
We are not going to have to do Aghanim unless Hammer is in Pyramid Fairy.
Ooh, that'd be awkward.
So welcome Drake Tempest to the commentary booth here.
I'm not late, am I?
No, you're right on time. You're fine.
Ooh, half magic on Old Man.
Okay, yes. Chat and Math Girl reminding me that the hammer actually cannot be in the Pyramid Fairy because Turtle Rock is one of our 5/6 crystals.
So, completely not required.
Yes, we are safe from Aga today.
Oh, that's a shame. I love it when people have to fight Aga. Looks like we're getting some dungeon clears, though.
Yeah, Chloe's going to find that Pod is logically bow locked. Oh, the big key in the first chest of Pod, but I think Chloe probably has a potion available, that red potion off of the hobo, so we can do the potion glitch here to get through the right side and collect a couple of small keys and clear most of this dungeon at least.
And we have no clue where the bow is yet. I assume.
Correct. We've seen nothing in the bow department. Question in chat about Hammer and Pyramid Fairy requiring Aga. The problem is that there is no way to get from the big bomb shop to the pyramid without either hammering across the pegs on the bridge or going through the Aghanim portal, because the big bomb will not swim through the water with you across the north side. So, theoretically, you would have to defeat Aghanim just to be able to get to that part of the Dark World with the big red bomb. Of course, as chat's saying, not a concern. And Chloe Prower showing off that potion glitch for us. The enemies go off screen, and then the game thinks they're dead and opens the door for you.
Huh.
Yes, right. There are ways to cheat around that whole getting the big bomb around to the Pyramid Fairy. But it's very tricky. But it can be logically required by the seed to defeat Aghanim. Jeez, runners are absolutely all over the place. Ace heading into Eastern Palace, found the mirror on the way there. Plasma Kappa checking out Meyer Shed and finding the Master Sword.
Did we see the medallion for Meyer or no?
I'm sure Plasma Kappa looked, but I did not see it.
Still, dipping in the desert might be a good call. Although I'd want to be able to finish it. Can they? They can. So
Well,
this would be a good, easy dungeon to finish.
Depends on the boots here.
Nope.
Yep, Plasma unfortunately did not dip Pendant Skull Woods to find the boots. That's going to be an interesting thing to see when he gets back to that.
The seed seems mean today.
Ooh, but Hookshot in Desert, that's definitely a good find. That's going to make this Death Mountain play a lot better.
Have we been to Paradox yet? On anyone?
We have not, because that hookshot is our first access to Paradox Cave. We've got some mirrors floating around, but no hammers to get across the north side, so...
That's true.
Yeah, this seed has been...
That is a required item from Plasma over in Checkerboard.
Absolutely,
Nice
that's a nice rod. Yeah, the seed has been fairly generous with items as long as you were very thorough. It sort of spread them all over the place. Mirror in Saha's closet, boots in Pendant Skull Woods. Now, one glove was in the back of Escape. It's just kind of things all over the place.
How much you want to bet Cold Stare has something?
Oh, I will always take that bet. Cold Stare's a jerk like that.
Hammer on Cold Stare?
Not actually possible on that one, but we could have our bow on Cold Stare.
That would be funny. We could have Hammer in Ice Palace, though.
Yeah, Hammer and Ice Tea Room is everybody's favorite, right?
I could go for some tea. So... I'm trying to figure out where everyone is, and they're just, like... It's still in the exploration phase, it looks like. 30 minutes in.
Yeah, most of our runners have seen a fair bit of Dark World, but Chloe and Core Rider sort of at the end of that loop where, we sort of started in the village and then went around the south side over into the pod area and did not find a whole lot there. I think because that hook shot is really the next direction we're supposed to go. So you really have to give a little bit of an edge to Plasma Kappa at this point for having found that.
Has anyone else tried to clear Hera yet?
Nope. This is our first trip to Hera as well.
Okay. So we got some maneuvers going on.
We'll see if Ace has to do the basement here. Yep, big key is
Yep.
locked. And no hook shot for everyone's new favorite glitch, Hera Pot.
So I'm really excited to see what's in Paradox, because that's usually got a lot of important items in it, or at least one or two.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the way the seed's been going, it almost feels like there has to be something here.
I mean, cash for Azura.
Koroyd opting to walk back out of the right side of Pod rather than taking a death warp. That red mail we found. Yeah, we found red mail in Hype Cave, so it became a little bit harder to do that warp.
Yeah, and without Mirror, that is really awkward. I know you said that they found Mirror, but where did they find Mirror again?
It's in Sahasrara's closet, which is about the worst place it can be, because you sort of try and avoid going there, or maybe you're like, oh, I'll wait until I have Mirror and then do Pod and Eastern together, and...
Glad I'm one of the weird ones who always checks Pod really quick.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's like, oh, there's never anything there until there is, and then you feel real bad about skipping it.
Well, and that's the thing about these randomizers. Like, you can plan everything ahead as much as you want, and you can have an idea of where the optimal generation is, but realistically, it's still down to chance.
Yeah, sometimes the randomizer has other plans for you.
Yes. And it looks like we're getting a I'm blanking on the name. Muldrum? No.
Yeah, Muldrum.
Yes, Muldrum.
Fighter Sword Muldrum. Don't see this too often. See these vanilla NNG strats.
It's still not a super hard fight. Unless he tries to push you off the edge like that.
Yeah, it's always rough, but holding the sword out like that is nice. It can prevent you from falling off the edge. And Ace0 collecting our second crystal. He's up 2-0 on the rest of the field.
And there's the bow in Super Bunny.
There we go. There had to be some value on East Death Mountain, and Plasma Kappa finally getting rewarded for that trip up there.
And, you know, while we're here, let's just check Hookshot. No? Not going to check Hookshot?
I think we're going to see the Turtle Rock Medallion first, at least.
Ooh, Ether.
Ether, which a couple of our runners have. I forget where that one was at this point, but... Ah, okay, thank you. One of our trackers reminded me Bonk Rocks has Ether.
Ooh. That's awkward. Because if Plasma Kappa had Ether Medallion, that would have been an easy clear well, not an easy clear of Turtle Rock, but...
Well, still need the hammer to get into Turtle Rock, so that's the big
Oh,
thing.
yeah. I keep forgetting about the hammer.
Alright, Plasma also going to head into Tower of Hera here and collect his first crystal.
Yep.
Ooh, I have not seen that strat before with Cane of Samaria. A couple pixels short of getting through both of those sets of blocks with one block.
It's definitely an interesting time save if you get it correctly.
We'll see if Plasma Kappa shows off the Harapot trick here.
Looks like they're trying something.
So for those of you who haven't seen it, the trick here is to get blown into that pot by a bomb in just the right way. You clip 1 pixel into the pot where you're not supposed to be, and then you can hookshot yourself the rest of the way in, and then you wind up in that fairy room that will give you teleported to the top of the tower. Plasma Kappa will have to leave behind the big chest, or else go through the tile room in the basement to get it, but I believe it was just 3 bombs in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, because Plasma Kappa doesn't know that, when they see the map on Moldrum, they might go back to the basement just to check.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be weighing on the mind just a little bit. Meanwhile, Ace Zero is showing off the fake powder trick there. If you have the mushroom and the red cane, you run yourself out of magic, try and use the red cane, and then pause and switch to the mushroom, and then for some reason the game powders.
I'm interested in how that was found. Like, I'm intrigued about the thought process about someone who would go to look for that.
Yeah, I have no idea how you stumble across that one.
We got our third person going into Hera. And Chloe's finally going into Skullwoods.
Yep, looks that way, so we'll find the boots. It's gonna feel a little bit bad to know how long those boots have just been sitting there waiting for you.
Are they in the big chest or are they... Nope. No, they're not. Ooh, nice full magic refill.
Yeah, that's a convenient bonk tree right there. Koride, meanwhile, is showing us why everyone loves Harapot so much, because your other option is go through this annoying, very long tile room to get the big key out of the basement.
Yeah, your only other option is the cutscene.
Although if you're good at Harapot, doing that can actually be faster than just walking up the tower the regular way, even if you have the big key.
Yeah.
Looks like Chloe is going to go ahead to the back of Skull Woods and look for the second item.
I take it nobody else has done Mothula yet, have they?
Yeah, we have not seen the moth. Most people just grabbed the boots and then pieced out of Skull Woods. Well,
yeah, Mothula requires
before.
A lot of commitment. Although, wouldn't it be funny if it had something important?
Yeah, I think the hammer is the main thing that we have left to look for. I believe that would put us in no mode, but it's definitely possible to be back here.
Another funny item would be book, just so we can go look at the Master Sword pedestal.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, unfortunately, I think we're not getting a Ped C today, but chat can always hope.
You can dream. Yeah, with Ice Palace being one of the pendants, I doubt it's. I doubt it'll happen.
Yeah, seems real unlikely. So Chloe checked the other chest in the back of Skull Woods here. A quick pro tip for everyone. We don't think about Skull Woods key logic too often, but Mothula cannot lock a small key under any circumstances. So a lot of times you can rule out what that last chest has to be and not have to make that trip all the way there.
Got another person grabbing their fire rod.
And Mothula goes down and gives us just a full heart container. Koride, gets through that last bit of the Moldorm fight. Again, always a little bit tricky when he goes into rage mode at the end.
That's gotta feel kind of bad for Chloe. Because you're 40 minutes in, you beat Mothula after wandering around all of Dark World and Light World. And then Mothula has a heart piece. It's a gamble.
Yeah, and it's really annoying when a gamble that long doesn't pay off for you.
Looks like A0 is going for their third crystal.
Yep, and gonna find their hookshot as well. They will be pretty happy about that one.
Indeed.
Actually, the whole Mire Desert area has been really nice. Master Sword in the Mire Shed, that Ice Rod, hookshot in here. Lots of good stuff in this part of the world.
Yep. I wonder if Hammer's going to be in Swamp. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, that first chest of Swamp play is real hard to do, but you never quite know. We're sort of running out of places where that hammer can be.
Yeah.
We've seen most of the desert at this point. Yeah, there's our second item out of desert, so it's not in there. We've seen Skull Woods cleared.
We got Koride getting their flute, which will probably make them pretty happy. Just getting that fast travel is always nice in these games.
Yeah, that's also probably going to point them toward the Mire area, and then they can check desert while they're there. So that's a good breadcrumb to get them on the right trail.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I think Ace probably has the right idea for how to go about things. Because Ace is clearing out all of the crystal dungeons they can complete without too much overworld exploration right now.
Yeah, they were just a little bit slow in finding the mirror, but other than that, they've been, I think, routing pretty well. And yeah, as you said, you're never too unhappy when you're clearing crystal dungeons, so...
Now Ace just needs to go find the bow over in Dark Death Mountain. Although, at this rate, they're probably going to hold off on it until they feel that they can do Turtle Rock.
I don't know. So I think just finding that hook shot is going to sort of suggest that they should be following that one a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Death Mountain at this point, but they might make the swamp play also.
That's true.
The swamp would definitely be a gamble, but sometimes that's what you got to do to win races.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't gamble too hard in these.
So Hammer definitely could be behind Bo somewhere. Like on... I mean, it would pretty much have to be on Armos or Helma at this point, because we've seen pretty much the rest of those dungeons.
Well, since...
Oh yeah, you're right, it can't be on Helma.
It can't. If they found the right number of keys, it could be in the area before Helmo, though, right? I remember there being a chest there.
Yeah, I think we've seen everything in Pod except Helma itself, so...
Okay. My memory could be faulty, though. Ooh, Chloe's having some trouble with blind. Managed to pull it off in the end.
Yeah, heart and a half left is a little scary.
Yeah. Blind is really just one of those fights that you really want to practice.
Yeah, it's so weird, right? Because you practice the script so much, and then when something goes wrong in the middle of it, you're like, what do I do now? But yeah, it feels like we might be down to Armos Knights in Eastern Palace or dipping into Pendant Ice Palace. See if we can find the hammer somewhere in there.
I think Armos Knights is probably a good call, because that would get some... that would get crystal progression as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a trade-off, because then you might have to go back later to do Pod after you find the hammer.
With the flute, that's less of a big deal, though.
Yeah, fluting to 5 does make that a lot faster.
There are certainly more painful places to have to go back to. Chloe's trying to take the dwarf for a trip, but they're not having it. Alright, Ace is going to find their bow. That should lead him to Eastern.
Yeah, chat saying that the dwarf will go into the Ganon fight with you, but he won't go into the lumberjack ledge. I think it's mostly because the game doesn't know how to stop you from jumping down a hole with the dwarf, so it just doesn't stop you.
That'd be interesting. Just bring the dwarf to the Ganon fight. Instead of you giving him the Master Sword, he just breaks out a Tempered Sword, starts beating on Ganon.
That'd be pretty convenient. This feels like a meme category that should exist, right?
Follower percent. Link can no longer do damage, but now collects followers that do damage instead.
Right. It's like one of those JRPG runs where you only use, like, the healer.
I shouldn't joke too much about this. The randomizer community is one to pick up on this stuff. Try to find a way.
Yeah, I'll say it. People who do 4 White Mage Final Fantasy are crazy. I stand by it.
I did 4 Monk once. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that does sound fun.
Four White Mages in Final Fantasy isn't that hard, though. Fights just take a while.
Alright, so Koride also in the desert area, picking up the hookshot and the ice rod. And Chloe right there as well. So
Yep.
nice sync on the left side of the screen.
Nice little high five.
And you were correct, Plasma is more interested in finishing off Eastern Palace first than any of that pendant ice nonsense.
Well, Ice Palace has such a bad reputation. You don't even want to dip into it. If
Yeah.
Hammer is there, the first person to get over that will probably win.
Yeah, and I think Plasma was here already because he had not done anything in Pod yet. So if you're already in the area, definitely come through and clear out this dungeon.
Yeah. Hammer, oh hammer, where art thou? Ooh, Korad's got the water walking glitch going on. Checking the old man under the bridge.
Yeah, it definitely saves you a lot of time rather than having to swim all the way up here.
Yeah. Hey, actually a potion. Vanilla homeless guy.
Always fun. And we'll see where Chloe goes with that mirror. Yes, is making a good choice heading straight into the mire area. So, on the road to Hookshot.
And Koride is, meanwhile, having some problems with some dead rocks.
Yeah, those stupid
I
dead
think
rocks.
that's what they're called. I always get corrected on their name, and I always forget what it actually is.
Just call them evil. That seems fair.
I just call them jerks.
Pretty much. I mean, they're not even like trying to kill you or anything, right? They just want to get in your way.
Yeah, they're just moving around. When I was a kid, I used to think of that they were, for some reason, just severed old man heads moving around. I don't know why I thought that. It was weird.
I'm sure we could get a sprite change to make that happen for you if you wanted us to.
I would rather not.
Alright, Ace and Plasma headed back to the Armor's fight at about the same time. So we'll see if there is anything actually back here.
They're actually pretty close on progress. I think the only big difference is Plasma Koopa doesn't have their boots.
Yeah, that's a little unlucky. I have not been counting, so I don't know if they even have an item left or if we've cleared out Eastern. Just 10 arrows.
So yes, we did have an item left.
Alright, so I think now Ace Zero pretty much knows that they're down to this Ice Palace dip. We'll see what Plasma chooses, because he could go to either one of the available pendant dungeons and probably make some progress.
Looks like Ace is doing something inside Pod.
Okay, I think when Ace was here before, it was bow locked and they did not opt for potion glitch or anything to get through the right-hand side. So they have not cleared out the back of Pod yet.
Well, that's gonna be awkward. It's not really anything in Pod that is worth the dip, is it?
Yeah, I haven't been paying super close attention, but I don't think there's really anything of value in here, not even like a sword.
There it is, Plasma Koopa with the dip.
Yep, gotta make the call somehow. Ice Palace has a little bit of added value with that green pendant, of course, assuming that you find the hammer somewhere on the way to Cold Stare.
Yeah. Well, what could be on green pendant, like, that would help?
Oh yeah, nothing. But as far as Plasma Kappa knows, maybe the boots are there. So, and of course,
that's not a great start with a piece of heart.
Yeah, 1 item down. Regular Ice Palace has 3 items in it somewhere, so maybe that feels a little bit better than Skull Woods, although Skull Woods is definitely a fair bit quicker than Ice.
Mm-hmm.
This is also going to be a little bit unlucky for Plasma because, assuming that we haven't forgotten anything and the hammer is in here somewhere, then Plasma's going to have to go off on a boots hunt that could be now any of those locations that the hammer locked.
Now, where were Boots again?
Boots are in Skull Woods.
Okay. I think a Skull Woods dip wouldn't be out of the question for him.
Yeah, that's definitely doable, but you got to think he'll probably do Pod, and he might even think about, he might full clear Swamp, including left side, before he goes back to Skull Woods.
It might give the other people a bit of time to catch up, but I don't think that'd be fatal to his run.
Well, but he needs the boots to do Desert Palace, right? So
Yeah.
Or go moding Swamp, and he's still looking for the boots.
Plasma with that slash of frustration.
Yeah, gonna take this key back upstairs to do the right side of Ice.
Still hasn't found the big key yet, have they? Now, that's 2 items, right?
Yep, I believe so. Does that mean Hammer is in Ice Tea Room?
Possibly.
Oh my goodness.
If it's here at all. But I don't know where else it could be.
Yeah, so there are a couple of kind of edge cases. We could find the book in here, and then Hammer is on a tablet somewhere.
Oh, no.
First chest of Swamp is still possible.
What if it's in Mire?
Yeah, we could have Bombos here, and then Hammer's in Mire. That's true.
Oh, man. Digging through Mire for 1 item. And it could be on any of those chests. It's probably the one dungeon that's very aptly named.
Yeah.
Like, I get the impression the developers knew nobody was going to like this dungeon.
I mean, it's their fault that none of us like it.
I seriously think it's intentional. Alright, Chloe's doing the pot glitch.
Okay, so nothing in Ice Palace. There's nothing else that we can get to without the hammer. Unless, did Plasma skip something? I think Plasma skipped the vanilla big key chest on right side, which you can't get to without hammer.
That's true. He got the big chest, right?
Yeah, he got the big chest, but the vanilla big key chest.
There's another chest in that room, though, isn't there?
So he got the spike chest on the way in. He got the Freezor chest. He did Ice Tea. He did the first one. Yeah, he's done everything but Cold Stare and the thing on the right-hand side.
Yeah, so it can't possibly be in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now where is it?
I'm trying to think what we've skipped now.
Is Plasma Kappa going to do this in reverse?
Yeah, I think Math Girl is right. I think we're looking at first chest of Swamp. Oh my gosh. Alright, Plasma's not going all the way to Mothula first. That's good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they're going to full clear it anyway.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see that at this point. Although they might, take these boots and go do, Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb and head back in full clear desert. Yeah, that's what he's opting for. Oh, nope. Nope, he's going to go ahead and do the front of Skullwoods at least.
I mean, you might as well at this point. You're looking for one key item. You might as well keep looking for it.
Yeah. Koride also making this Ice Palace dip. Again, understandable that this hammerless swamp dip is everyone's absolute last choice.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's because the odds are just so against it, isn't it? Because there's only one chest.
Yeah, it's only one check that they can do in Swamp Palace right now. And it's such a pain in the butt to get there with the mirroring and the dam and everything. So
it is a little convoluted to get there, but I don't think it's actually slower than checking Ice Palace.
Yeah, I'd have to think about, relatively speaking, especially because, you're not guaranteed to see all 3 chests in Ice Palace, exactly what the odds are there, but it just feels bad to do that swamp dip for one chest.
Yeah. Also, I noticed Ace almost walked out on the cape. Have we done Zora yet?
Yeah, I think Zora just had $20 for us.
That's a little awkward. I assume we've done Bushing Cave.
Yep. Yeah, I think we really are down to just the Swamp Palace dip.
Or the Mire dip, but we haven't found Bombos yet.
Alright, showing us the bomb strats for that second Pen Gator room. I love that. No Spike Cave yet, because we have no hammer yet, so don't have to worry about that one.
Yep.
And so, yeah, Plasma is headed back to do the rest of Desert Palace.
I'm just trying to think of where it could be. Right now, we need either Bombos or just flat out the hammer for progression.
Yeah, I know chat's going to be hoping for all 3 of those together, right? Like, Bombos in Swamp to the book on somewhere in Mire, which then leads to the hammer on a tablet.
All the way at the boss.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's the 3rd person to go into ice. Wouldn't it be funny if Chloe just was like, I'm going to go check Swamp. At this point.
Again, sometimes those crazy gambles are the exact right thing to do. If you know everybody else is going to check something else first, that just adds more value to that check, because if it pays off so big.
I don't know what Chloe's doing.
Well, according to the tracker, they haven't finished Eastern Palace yet, so...
Alright, Koride's bailing. Unfortunately, Koride has a lot of dungeons left to do, so they're still looking for options.
Yeah, they're probably thinking Thieves Town and then do the rest of Skull Woods, would be my guess. Since we know Mothula has an item, our runners can't be sure that Hammer's not there until they clear out the whole thing.
Yeah. The longer this goes, the more certain I am it's in Swamp. Unless there's some check that we're just completely missing.
Yeah, I believe I could forget a lot of checks, but chat usually keeps me honest, so I'm pretty sure we're down to just swamp at this point. Ooh, nice little newish tech there from Ace Zero. The spin clip through that stairwell in Ice Palace. You release the spin at just the right moment. You can just head right into the stairway from the side.
You know, there are so many times where I've just wanted to be able to clip into that staircase. I'm so glad it's finally a thing.
It's just incredible how annoying that room is when all you have to do is walk across it and walk down a staircase, but ice physics are the worst.
Yep, and yet they still keep going into games.
Especially crowd control runs of them. Ooh, is Plasma doing it? Are we doing it?
I believe we are doing it.
Chat, he's doing the thing.
Do the thing. With the stuff.
And the other thing.
So, this is a Swamp's a crystal dungeon, right? Would this put them in go mode?
Yes, this will absolutely be go mode. Since Plasma did find the boots, it's going to be hammer go mode for all 4 of our runners, and probably everyone in this race, to be quite honest.
And then we're both trolled and it's Bombos.
Oh, I'd be thrilled with Bombos, but the runners would hate it.
No. Bombos and Book. Just full clear Swamp Palace, and you get Bombos and a Book. There's the hammer.
There it is.
And now it is time to kill our favorite octopus? Balloon? Balloon.
Weird giant fish thingy?
What would it actually be? Like, is it an octopus? Or is it a squid? No, it's not a squid. It kind of looks like an Octorock.
Maybe it's just like sort of nuclear experiments went wrong around the Octorock's natural habitat, and one of them turned into an Argus. It's like a Godzilla situation.
Well, that explains why Aghanim's kidnapping the entire royal family, then. Maybe he's actually the good guy, stopping the Hyrule royal family's reign of terror and nuclear energy.
It's entirely possible. Plasma, by the way, it looks like is well aware he's in go mode, not even heading south to check out that compass chest or anything.
Yeah, I think at this point he just wants to be done.
Yeah, you might make some extra checks for trying to get a 3rd sword or potentially silvers, but looks like Plasma is not going to go very far out of his way to check any more chests at this point.
I wouldn't either. My guess is Plasma probably feels a little behind.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird situation, right? Because you're like, oh man, it took me forever to find this hammer, but you have to assume it took everyone else forever to find this hammer too, right? I guess Plasma was one of the last ones to find boots on our restream, so he might feel behind just from that.
Maybe. Ooh, there's that tempered.
And I feel like that's probably going to be the end of the extra checks from Plasma. That's really the ideal situation, is find tempered in a chest that you were walking past anyway.
Watch, he finds silvers right in Ganon's tower. It would be the perfect place to find them.
Yeah, I'm never quite sure what Ganon's strategy is with hiding all these items all over the place.
I mean, that implies he has a strategy. He has the pendant of power, not the pendant of smart plans.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be easier to just not leave a bunch of swords lying around if you really think about it, but, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
So, Plasma finding that hammer, getting through Swamp Palace pretty quickly.
Pretty easy Argus clear. My guess is Pod, then Rock, then Ganon. Seems like the most logical routing.
Yep, absolutely.
It's a shame there's not a faster way to get into Pod.
Yeah, it's so annoying to have to just walk through the Kiki maze every single stinking time.
That'd be an interesting glitch to find. Just a way to, like, skip past the Kiki maze.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I'm sure with some crazy EG or screen wrapping nonsense you can do it, but I don't
Those
know
aren't allowed
how
in
race
this.
legal. Yeah, definitely not. And of course, there's the some weird clip you can do from what is it? The exit from Spectacle Rock Cave is somehow right next to Palace of Darkness in the Underworld map, so you can clip through there in any major glitches category.
Let's not talk major glitches because I always get a massive headache trying to remember where they are in the run whenever I'm watching it.
Yeah, major glitches is such a weird run to watch, but Coride and Chloe are going to find both of their hammers at about the same time as Ace is exhausting the pendant dungeons like the rest of our runners have done.
I think the best call Plasma made is not finishing Skullwoods.
Yeah, with the boots opening up a couple of checks and Desert Palace, that was a good option to nope out of there.
Ooh, Ace is having problems.
Plasma dealing with the true final boss of Pod, these stupid turtles.
You know, when I was younger, I didn't have a problem with that room. They always fell into the correct pattern so that you could just hammer them to death, like 1, 2, 3. But whenever I start trying to race or speedrun, they don't do that. They're just like, nope, we're gonna go all over the place.
Yeah, apparently they're programmed to be nice to kids, but mean to grown-ups. Those jerks.
Alright, that's Helmasaur down.
Coride also finding their tempered in the back of Swamp Palace. We'll see if Chloe makes that same check. You have to expect that everyone will.
And Ace finally heading for a swamp. They've exhausted all their options.
Sort of a ridiculous seed when all of those routing choices that people were making for the first hour or so just sort of channeled into how fast can you finish everything else and get to Hammerless Swamp Palace.
Chloride is finishing up as Chloe enters the fight. Honestly, Chloride's a little further behind than Chloe because of the desert clear. I believe all of our runners are in go mode, though.
Yes, I believe that's right, because they all seem to have ether, which could have been the weird thing to trip them up. And then, hammer, of course. I think Chloride might have Desert Palace done. Their menu was pretty quick, so I couldn't count how many crystals they actually had there.
Even if it wasn't finished, it's not that. It doesn't take that long to go back, clear it out.
And Plasma Kappa has gotten into Turtle Rock. Finds a small key in the first chest.
Which means they don't have to check anything else here. Yet. Still always safer to do that, though.
Yeah, you gotta worry about leaving behind the big key on the right-hand side here, but early keys are always good, because you might be able to skip some stuff later on.
Yep.
I tell you, these darn speedrunners just do things too fast. I can't see enough of Chloride's menu to figure out what's going on with the crystal count.
That's the big key in the right side of Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, big and a small key are very nice.
So Kappa's probably just going to go straight for the boss.
Yeah, we can steal the Pokey Key and pretty much skip the big chest and the normal big key chest.
Yeah, there's no reason to check any of the chests. Are there any on the way? I don't think so.
Not exactly. There's the crystal roller room is pretty much on the way. Plasma skipped the chain chomp chest, which I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone do before.
Well, before, usually there's something that they need.
But don't you need to find 3 keys out of chests?
No, I don't think so. I could be wrong, though.
Because we need 1 key after the crystal roller room, and then 1 key to actually get to Trinex, the door just outside of Laser Bridge.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe they're counting on one of the keys being at Laser Bridge.
It's definitely a risk, though.
Unless there's another key that I'm not remembering.
Because, yeah, they need 1 more, so they left behind 3 chests.
Chloride has 6 crystals.
Ah, okay, that's good. So, yeah, just Turtle Rock left for Chloride. Gonna pick up some potions on the way. But yeah, Plasma left behind 3 chests. The Chain Chomp chest, the big key chest, and the big chest that could all theoretically have small keys in them.
Theoretically. I think the odds are great enough that there's going to be a small key in one of these chests, like right there.
Alright, there we go. Easy every time.
You'd have to get really unlucky for a key not to be on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, Plasma seemed pretty confident in that play, so I will trust that they know more about the odds there in Turtle Rock than I do.
We gotta think. Laser Bridge has what? 2, 4, 6 chests?
Just 4 on Laser Bridge.
Oh, 4 chests. And they skipped, what, 2?
3 chests overall that they skipped in the front, but...
Yep, nope, never mind. I wouldn't make that call.
But it's definitely working out. Plasma Kappa getting through that first phase of Trinex very easily.
Second phase is done too.
Yep. So very clean Trinex fight. And you know what that means, chat. Plasma Kappa just collecting their 7th crystal. And we are on our way to Ganon's Tower. So it's time for everyone's favorite, the Ganon's Tower Big Key Guessing Game. 22 locations in the basement of GT where that big key might be. And we will count based on the first runner we see into the tower. So get your guesses in chat for where that big key will show up.
Where are you thinking?
I always go 9. A big 9.
22.
Fan. Math Girl, the usual 22.
Yeah, I'm with Math Girl, 22. Just because... And I want the 22nd one to be the tile room chest. You know, just for that extra little, oh, I should have checked this earlier.
Yeah, you gotta love the tile room. So check number 1 is a small key on the torch.
Alright, looks like all of our runners are at least in Turtle Rock now.
Yeah,
or heading to it.
The seed definitely kind of forced all of our runners onto very similar paths, and then we kind of converged there at the Swamp Palace dips. Oh my goodness, that was Bombos in the Chain Chomp chest.
Oof.
Well, at
There
least
were
nobody.
places.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least nobody was getting baited into mire under any circumstances.
That was the book. Quick, Plasma, go check Master Sword. You have time.
Totally. I haven't been doing my job. Plasma's doing Dark Magician strats, so we're 7 checks in now.
I believe so.
So into the compass room, number 8 is 300 rupees. Number 9, another 20. Number 10, magic powder. And number 11, a single rupee.
Yep. It looks like the next chest is going to be one of the Armos Knights chests, so...
So Bob's chest will be number 12. Take
Right,
advantage of that. Found.
I forgot about Bob. I don't know if I'd feel good or bad if my guess was right.
You should always feel good about guessing right. Let the runners feel bad about having to do tile room.
Ooh.
14, 15, and 16, big ol' nothing.
Did I commentate or curse them?
Or was that 13, 14, 15, I think?
Maybe? I've lost count.
Yeah, I believe we're on 16 in the map room, 17 in the fire snake room, 18 through 21 are going to be rando room. So meanwhile, Koride getting into the Trinex fight, also breezing through the first two phases. Fire and ice heads.
And that's Trinex down. Chloe's right behind him. Going into Trinex as he's leaving.
I was going to say, definitely GT routing can make a big difference between these two runners, as it's looking like Rando Room is pretty likely to have our big key at this point. But of course, it's also possible that 22 is correct, and anybody who makes that tile room gamble...
There it is. Fire Snake
There
room.
it is. Number 17.
So as long as somebody goes left side... Dark Magician was not the play here.
Yeah, definitely not. Congrats to Corefish67 and Surger132 for guessing 17. Your prize is a lifetime supply of rando seeds, redeemable at ALTTPR.com.
But only entrance.
Yeah, they're all nightmare entrance randomizer seeds. That's your prize today.
Swordless.
All right, so Plasma Kappa starting the Ganon's Tower climb.
The ascent. Korode's not going to be far behind them.
Yeah, this is a fairly tight race, especially between Chloe and Koride. We'll see what decisions they make for looking for big key. Looking for the big key in the
out of arrows.
Ooh, that's an unlucky position to be in.
Not really. With enough magic, like, you don't really need arrows until actually fighting Ganon.
Yeah, and I guess that's true. We don't have silvers yet, so actually not too much of a concern. Koride also opting for Dark Magician strats, unluckily.
That's unfortunate. Ace unable to get the dash to make the cane hit both switches. Unfortunately. I don't know. It's a nice trick if you can pull it off.
Yeah, those item dashes are one thing that it's really easy to do, but getting the level of consistency that you really want to be able to do them just on command is
everybody doing
tough.
Dark Magician today?
Apparently we are.
Oh no. Did something happen in the community and this was like voted the most optimal way?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do Dark Magicians because I'm really bad at chasing those stupid Stalfos out of that room, so I'd much rather mirror out. But that's just because I'm bad. Plasma Kappa, meanwhile, is at the top of Ganon's Tower. Showed us a nice Land Mode 2 fight, and also that he has zero interest in looking for silver arrows, not checking mini helmet chests.
They're probably pretty confident in their Ganon, their arrowless Ganon. Koride and Chloe finally going to check left side.
Ooh, unlucky. Moldorm not cooperating with Plasma.
Yeah, He has his bad days. This is one of them. Went out drinking the night before. Ganon yelled at him. Decided to take some anger out on Link.
I mean, he's just trying to chill in the top of his tower, and then people just always rush in and hit him with swords and hammers, and just leave the guy alone, man.
Yeah, I don't think people actually hit him with hammers all that often.
Oh, I do. Man, I would much rather do hammer hits than master sword spins, personally.
Fair. Alright. That's a good 2-hit on Aga 2. Ooh, a triple.
Very nice.
Especially since this is kind of an odd setup. They just kept piling on top of each other. And with that, Plasma is the first to go into Ganon.
Alright, Ace is not opting for Dark Magician, so is probably going to pick up a little bit of time on the rest of the runners and get to that big key much faster.
Hey, Papa, you smell that?
What's that? What is it?
You don't smell that? Because I smell bacon.
Oh, everybody loves bacon. Ooh, very nice from Kappa. Gets the Trident spin, so is set up for the 1-and-1 cycle.
That is a beautiful position to be in. And that should be... Yeah. We're going into stage 3.
This is the exact NMG fight, and you can see all the practice that Plasma has put in there. Really breezing through those first 2 phases.
Where did he say silver arrows were?
I did not look, actually. I was clicked over to the IRC channel for just a second. Ooh, Plasma missing the torch glitch, unfortunately. So that half magic is going to come in real handy to light those torches over and over again.
They seem to be doing pretty good with landing those shots on Ganon. Honestly, I think this is probably a good situation for Plasma to be in, because with the torches going out the way they are, they can kind of bait Ganon into coming down like that.
Yeah, it can be tough, though, because you can't really get the triple hits if you have to light both torches, though. So he's stuck to only 2 per cycle.
That's still more than enough. They have the timing down on this really well. And there's the blue goo. Not up. And there's Ganon.
So get your GGs in chat for Plasma Kappa. We'll be finishing up this race in just a second here. Surviving this very trolly seed. And finishing first on our restream with an official SRL time of 1:34:35.
I don't know, considering how trolly the seed was, these are not bad times.
Yeah, anything in the 130s is pretty good for a rando seed. Especially when you have to last location hammer. And we do have Plasma Kappa in chat here. GG's Plasma.
GG's.
So we gotta ask, how'd you like that hammer?
I mean, that was a great hammer at that point. That was actually not the concerning part.
What was the concerning part?
The boots.
Yeah, that was a little bit rough. You were one of the last ones on the restream to find those boots, unfortunately.
Well, it's like instant, okay, I've lost. I find each, I'm like, oh, okay, this is just silly.
Alright, Kuride's going into Ganon. Chloe's finishing up Agate 2. Ace will not be far behind him.
I think at the desert I had like 4 checks in the entire game. And 2 of them are next to each other. Swamp and Catfish. So I did those, and I found the hammer.
Yeah, we were a little afraid you were going to find the hammer before the boots, actually, and then go off on a bunch of hammer checks and take forever to find the boots, but I think pretty much everybody in this seed last location that hammer.
Okay, well, yes, that's why I was fine not finding it the first time around. Otherwise, we'd be speaking 30 minutes later.
Huh. The silver arrows were in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I don't think we saw any of our runners check anything upstairs in GT, so...
Also, how-to lamp. Just stopped and turned my torch glitch. That was very sad.
Yeah, the half magic definitely came in very handy there at the end.
So I have a question about routing. Does this seed make you do you think you're going to prioritize a single dip swamp from now on, or do you think that this is just a one-off thing?
Oh, wow.
Like, would you ever make that call a little earlier next time, or?
I mean, maybe, because you had the flippers, which had nothing. Mir has nothing. So, on one hand, that's correct. That was a red flag. On the other hand, if I'd actually done it, it'd have been terrible. So, who knows?
Uh-oh,
Man.
Chloe. One hit from death. No potions.
GG's to Koride, by the way, finishing third in the race overall with that 138.08. We'll see how Chloe gets through the rest of this Ganon fight.
Carefully by the looks of it. We got both of our final runners in the Ganon fight. I'm wondering if Ace has any safeties.
Yeah, I've lost track of who stopped to get potions and who didn't, so...
Yes. Also enjoyed my 5-minute walk to the back of Escape with no bombs. That was very
Ooh.
special.
Yeah, I wasn't around for that part, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, it definitely feels bad. And Ace Zero just finale sniping, or fanfare sniping Chloe there at the end, finishing
Oof.
at 139.35, and Chloe at 139.41 according to SRL.
Really good times overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Our 4 restreamed runners finishing 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, just behind Hitsuyan, who took 1st place in the daily race. So GG's to everybody. And Chloe Prower here in chat with us as well. GG, how'd you feel about that one?
Hello, GG's. 1 meme minimum today. No second meme, just the one.
One's usually enough.
Yeah, I mean, Ice Palace was all I had left after Swamp, so it was there, and that was fun.
So were you happy when you entered Hammer Time?
I mean, I was getting... I mean, I like Hammer as a go mode because it limits a lot of what you can do, but that's still not a good spot for it.
Yeah, we were betting on Ice Palace here, but turned out to be Swamp, of course. Congrats also to Ace Zero and Coride, who are here in chat with us as well.
GG.
Yeah, thanks, GG everybody.
GG.
Oh, no. I was hoping Bombos in Ice Palace.
That's
To
true.
to lead everyone into mire. Because I am evil.
Oh gosh, if only.
I would have done it.
I was actually fully prepared to go to Mire on my first trip to that area. I had the sword, the lamp, the cane. I was like, you know what? Why not? Fighter sword, Vitreous. But
I mean,
couldn't
I
get
was almost prepared to dive ice at like 6 hearts.
Yeah, when we first got the mitts.
Because we had Mitts, Fire Rod, and Flipper so early, it's like, well, maybe Hammer is a nice balance. I avoided that urge.
Yeah, it definitely would not have been the craziest play, especially with, Fire Rod and Flippers in Sphere 0 checks.
And then Pod had nothing again. It was weird.
Yeah, I was getting to bet a lot on that one.
Mullet Dungeon
Yeah.
either has everything or nothing.
Both Pod and Eastern had nothing again, I think. It was... I don't know. I guess the version 31 wore off on them.
Yeah, it was definitely a seed where things were just kind of spread out all over the place. One item at Sahasrara, and then, one in Back of Escape, just sort of a little bit of everything that you had to do. And we saw pretty much everybody full clear everything up to Swamp Palace, pretty much.
I mean, I got Mirror so late. I imagine some other people did too.
Oh, I definitely did. I got my mirror after taking a loop around the Dark World, and then immediately felt really bad for doing so. I luckily went back to Smith Chain to get my flute right away, but that didn't really help a whole lot.
I did Smith without the Mirror, so...
Yeah, I think Plasma was the only one to find the mirror before doing any serious Dark World stuff.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah, all flowed together.
And those 2 last locations, yeah, Mirror and Hammer. In that case, I was also pretty sure that Pod had something. Yeah, you could reach it with the Flippers and Dark World to make it even more annoying to travel around there, but yeah.
Yeah, I like gambling on Pod when you have the Mitts Dark World access and Flippers. Because I always feel like that walk is worth it. Or at least the game makes it worth it sometimes. But not the case today.
Yeah, luckily I had the boots for my first loop in Dark World. I'm assuming at least most of us went into Skullwoods early and got those, if not all of us.
Yeah,
Maybe.
most the first item in Dark World.
We need
Okay, yeah,
boots.
I figured.
We'll get them maybe like an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty much a
Yeah.
50-50 on who dipped Skullwoods right away and who didn't.
Yeah, I went back after clearing Pod.
Ouch.
All right. Well, I think that will just about wrap us up here. Any final thoughts from our runners on this seed?
Not really. It was fun in spite of the hammer hunt. Hopefully, it was enjoyable to watch. Looks like it was at least close for all four of us. So that's good.
Yeah, within 10 minutes easily, and within 3 with the last 3 finishers.
Nice boots game.
So yeah, thanks to all of our runners for putting on a great show for us. It was a really fun race to watch. And everybody out there in chat, please be sure to give these runners a follow. They are always showing off some great skills at Link to the Past, especially at Randomizer. So be sure to give them your support. Thanks again to our trackers, Draco Falconis and MathGirl718. Give them a follow as well as my co-commentator, Drake Tempest.
I may not have been on time, but I enjoyed the ride.
That's all we can ask for. So thanks again, everybody. Make sure you stay tuned to Speed Gaming for all of your speed running and randomizer needs. Of course, there will be the other daily race at 9 o'clock tonight. I'm not sure which channel that is going to show up on, but there is always good stuff going on at Speed Gaming at basically all hours a day. So stay tuned here, and thank you so much for your support, and thanks for watching.
Have a good night.